Hi guys, welcome to class in case you missed it. So today's Tuesday. So the first thing we did, if you can see my screen, we went over the quote of the day, which is what is really needed to make democracy function is not knowledge of facts, but right education. Different classes shared things such as you need a good education to get farther in life, that memorizing facts doesn't necessarily make you smart, but a good education does. We then talked about the question was identify and explain an important technology. So people talked about their projects from last week. So things like the telescope, the compass, the lighthouse, and kind of what those items did. So if you struggle with that question, please refer back to last week, the technology project. And a quick reminder to make sure you go back to last week to make sure you do all of those assignments. And then a quick reminder, which I always say, please make sure you don't forget the quote of the days, especially Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because people tend to forget those. Okay, in class today, the main assignment we focused on was reasons why civilizations decline. Thursday, I'll go over impact of negative environment. But today was just a focus on reasons why civilizations decline. Okay, so it has this reading that goes with it. It is critical that you pull this up because you're actually going to do some copying and pasting and you have to read it. I pretty much read this to class, but I'm trusting that you can read this on your own. It comes with a Google Doc. So let me pull this up. You are reading about different civilizations and how they decline. Okay, so we kind of talked about in the questions up here of what we're focusing on today of modern times why civilizations fall apart. So we kind of talked about America, that we could fall apart because of things like leadership, government, that even today different governments fall apart because of civil unrest. So looking at ancient civilizations, we first focused on the Mayans. Again, how we get this information. Each page is a different reading. A suggestion, because it is a lot of reading, that if you kind of look on my screen, every single one, it first gives you an introduction of who were the Mayans. Usually the second to last paragraph gives you the reasons why they declined. Okay, so if you're kind of struggling with, oh, that's a lot of reading, if you just skip to the second paragraph, that really narrows it down. And most of these paragraphs give you a lot of reasons why they fell apart. Okay, so this class kind of figured out, again, it's on my screen if you want to take a picture of it, if I go too quickly for this, that Mayans, reasons they fell apart were things like drought, so lack of water, civil unrest, meaning they didn't like their government, deforestation, that word pops up a lot. Deforestation literally means the removal of trees in forests. So they were cutting down too many trees. And then diseases. I then told the class that pick one of these reasons, because there's quite a few, and you're going to back it up with a direct quote. Okay, so how you do that, you need to pull up the reading, and this is one of the few times I can tell you to copy and paste. You find where that is located and highlight it, and then copy and paste it to use a direct quote of where does that come from. Okay, so the one on the left is kind of a summarization. We're just putting one word bullet points. The right side is where you actually put the full sentence of where did I get that information from. Okay, so I didn't go through and do it for every single one, but it is the expectation that you can go through and do that. So copy and paste the sentence that it came from. All right, the Indias, we talked about Indias, that their main reason for collapse was things like diseases, earthquakes, lack of monsoons, so no water, no food, invasions, because they were getting invaded from the north. Okay, so all those are good reasons. Again, if I'm going too fast, pause it or take a picture. Again, you need to back it up with the direct sentence it comes from. So again, refer back to the reading, copy and paste. We then talked with the Nazi, which they kind of felt because of cannibalism, massacres. And then the reading talks about the reason cannibalism and massacres happened was because they completely ran out of food and water. So if you're hungry, sometimes people start eating people. And then this one was unique that they actually started fighting over religion. So again, the government, they started fighting internally because of religion. We then have the Cahokia. They fell apart because of things like flooding, the Ice Age, diseases, political unrest, meaning they didn't like the government who was in charge, and lack of food. They used up all their resources. And then we have the Easter Island, which was a lack of trees. Again, that word deforestation, diseases, invasion, the Europeans came over, and then civil unrest that they began fighting each other again for food. Greenland Vikings, we had starvation, the Inuits attacking, so again, invasions, diseases such as the Black Plague, an ice age, so again, second time we've heard ice age, and lack of resources. Okay, so hopefully a lot of these sounded familiar. And again, these boxes that are empty should not be empty on your sheet. Please make sure you go through and copy and paste where these examples came from. The formative performance task. I told them if you want to delete the lines, you can. I just put them there to get you to realize you need to type there. You were to write one paragraph. A paragraph is 5 to 7 sentences describing common factors. Another word for common factor is common themes. So what words kind of repeated themselves? Pretty much all of these, except I'm pretty confident all of them, for example, died because of lack of food. Okay, so you could say one reason that led to civilizations declining was starvation. Then back it up with evidence. For example, the Greenland Vikings died from starvation. Easter Island died from starvation. The Mayans died from starvation. Okay, just go back through your boxes and give concrete evidence to support it. Okay, you're allowed to list more than one reason. So maybe I talk about starvation, and then maybe I start a second reason civilizations fall apart is diseases, because we hear diseases a lot. And I back that up. That diseases wiped out Greenland Vikings, Easter Island, the Mayans, and give me an explanation. You're welcome to copy and paste again some of the sentences that you put down here in your formative. Okay, if you do that, you can easily write 5 to 7 sentences. Okay, so again, formative, pick some common words what were some reasons why civilizations in ancient times fell apart, and tell me why. Okay, which ones, back it up with some evidence. Okay, once you do that, make sure every box is filled in. Again, you can go through this video, hit pause, take a picture of it, make sure that is done. You can start working ahead, start doing your quote of the days, and that is it. I will see you in class on Thursday.